it just seemed like he actually cared about doing what was best for the country, but now it just feels like all about me, Donald Trump, not, the guy out there working in the trenches trying to make ends meet, trying to pay a mortgage, trying to pay the bills.
But some folks who aren't feeling Trump's optimism right now are American farmers, and they are stuck in the middle of all of this.
Frank, who did you vote for president?
Mr. Trump.
Right?
Trump.
Mr. Trump.
If the election were today, Frank, would you vote for Donald Trump?
No way. Couldn't happen.
No.
You voted for President Trump. So now, in this moment, you say you're in a free fall. What is your message to him?
So I'm off the Trump train. Where I'm going for now is I got to protect my business.
A wheat farmer who says he's lost $400,000 since Trump took office.
I think there was a lot of people who voted for him that want to stay loyal to him, but it's going to get to the point where financially, if it's between supporting the president or losing your family farm.
You voted for the president?
Yes, I did.
And do you support these policies which might be hurting farmers like you?
Right now, we're the ones that are taking the hit.
I think he's sort of backstabbing the main people who got him into office in the Midwest, and he just left us down.
I'm never going to do anything to hurt our farmers. The One Big Beautiful Bill will also be an incredible victory for American farmers, another group that we did great with, especially family farmers.
Never thought I was going to lose this much money, this fast.
Jim is a Republican who voted for Donald Trump 3 times.
How do you feel about your vote for Donald Trump now?
Well, I feel like perhaps I should have considered some other options.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are talking about something that honestly I can't even take seriously without laughing. MAGA farmers, yes, the same people who proudly voted for Trump, are now in tears because Trump's tariffs are hitting them right where it's hot, their soybean farms. Now here is the funny part. They thought China was going to be the one paying for the tariffs, right? They believed Trump when he told them that. But now, every time they sell their soybean, they are losing money. Every time they try to ship, it's blocked or, just too expensive. And guess what? They are the ones paying the price. Like, imagine you voted for this man thinking he was going to make your life easier. And now you're literally crying on camera because the market that used to buy your soybeans has collapsed. Meanwhile, Trump doesn't even care. He already told you he loves the uneducated, and clearly he wasn't lying. So let's just be honest. Smart people saw this coming a mile away, but no, they called us haters, they called us fake news, and now MAGA soybeans are rotting in silos because China isn't buying and Trump's tariff have, fired big time. At this point, you can't even call it tough love. It's just karma. MAGA wanted him, they got him. Now they are the ones paying the price, literally crying harder.
I'm never going to do anything to hurt our farmers. The One Big Beautiful Bill will also be an incredible victory for American farmers, another group that we did great with, especially family farmers.
Never thought I was going to lose this much money, this fast.
Jim is a Republican who voted for Donald Trump 3 times.
How do you feel about your vote for Donald Trump now?
Well, I feel like perhaps I should have considered some other options.
I did a 90-day pause for the people that didn't retaliate because I told them if you retaliate, we're going to double it. And that's what I did with China because they did retaliate.
We are very concerned about the current outlook. As a soybean farmer, we are dependent on trade. Right at 50% of the soybeans produced in the United States are exported. China takes more of our soybeans than all other foreign customers combined. So they're a major part of our market, and this trade war is very concerning to us right now.
Now, I've never been as worried as I am now about whether or not my kids and grandkids will be able to carry on.
He said, I love you, Mr. Trump. I need to see the fruit of your love.
Hello friends, welcome back to another Think Out Loud breakdown. If you're new here, pull up a chair and grab your coffee. This is the spot where we laugh, we learn, and we sometimes wonder out loud how much FAFO a country can take before it runs out of duct tape. And to my loyal crew, you already know, it feels good to be back with the family. Now, if you've been here a while, you remember we already did a big breakdown on MAGA farmers, but today we're zooming in on soybeans, America's #1 cash crop, the golden child of the Midwest. And now, the most awkward bean at the barbecue. And listen, around here we're not shy about dissecting FAFO. Sector by sector, subsector by subsector. Heck, if I have to go crop by crop, bean by bean, I will. Because the irony in this story, it's richer than the topsoil in Iowa. Here's the setup. For years, China was America's biggest soybean customer, buying more than half our exports. That's not just a customer. That's like your best friend who always picks up the check. But then Trump decides to play trade war chicken with Beijing, and poof, that golden ticket is gone. China slides over to Brazil and never looks back. MAGA farmers, meanwhile, are cheering short-term pain, long-term gain, while standing next to silos full of beans that no one wants. And now, there's even talk of another bailout package. Yep, lining up for another round of taxpayer soy sauce to cover the bitter taste. And the same folks who preach no handouts are out here polishing their forks for a second serving. Oh, and before we get too deep, I saw your comments asking for an FAFO edition on truckers. Don't worry, it's on the way. I may not respond to every single comment, but I read them all, I appreciate you all, and honestly, you're the reason this community feels like home.
Now, I've never been as worried as I am now about whether or not my kids and grandkids will be able to carry on.
He said, I love you. Mr. Trump, I need to see the fruit of your love.
5 of my customers have committed. That's how serious that this is.
And what it costs for us to farm is astronomical now.
I farm with paid-for equipment. All my tractors are 50 years old, and I can't hardly make this deal work. I think the tariffs are the ice cream on the cake of a perfect storm.
After a horrible year last year where most farmers in Arkansas Delta lost money, this year's going to be worse.
We made a decision to go out this year, in the spring. So my son will not be the 7th generation on our farm.
We're going to lose 25 or 30% of the farmers in this country if they don't do something. It has to be done, and it's not just here. It's everywhere.
U.S. farmers are regretting their vote for Donald Trump after their business suffers. Womp womp. Since China implemented their tariffs, farmers are suffering because soybean farmers, especially in the Midwest, are not being able to export as much as they're used to. I wonder why. Yet they voted for him anyway. They voted for him about 2 or 3 times, actually. I don't know how you thought voting for him would help you in your business when creating tariffs will probably hurt you. And he's said he's going to do this multiple times. But, you know, another example of Americans thinking that other parts of the world need them the most. Brazil is the #1 soybean import for China. They don't need the U.S. Brazil is steadily increasing the production year after year after year, while the U.S. has remained stagnant. And y'all thought Donald Trump getting in office will help y'all? You put somebody in office who directly hinders your business. I need these people to take a survey so I can understand why they make the decisions that they do. But again, womp womp. You put somebody in office because of reasons, and now you're paying the price because of those same reasons. You just thought they wouldn't affect you.
Almost everything that could go wrong for Arkansas farmers did go wrong this year. And it's so bad that many are facing bankruptcy or even the closure of farms that have been passed down for generations. A dismal global market and plunging commodity prices mean there's little to no hope of breaking even for many farmers, even as sky-high input costs rise because of inflation and now tariffs. Not to mention bad weather earlier in the year.
This time last year, the rice price was about 40% higher than it is now. The inputs costs have gone up. So after a horrible year last year where most farmers in Arkansas Delta lost money, this year's going to be worse.
Though President Trump's big beautiful bill provided a much needed update to safety net subsidies for farmers, they won't see those federal dollars until late next year, by which time some have projected that as many as 1/4 or even 1/3 of Arkansas farmers will face bankruptcy or be forced to leave the business amid the crisis the American ag economy is currently in. It's already taken its toll this year.
I'm a 6th generation farmer from Newport, and we made a decision to go out this year, in the spring. So my son will not be the 7th generation on our farm.
5 of my customers have committed suicide. That's how serious that this is.
Today, Arkansas farmers gathered to share their struggles with staffers from the state's congressional delegation, pleading for Arkansas lawmakers on Capitol Hill and the governor to convince President Trump to provide emergency funding to help them make it to next year.
We have to have ad hoc payments right now to make it through this year.
If there's no emergency funding this year, there will be 1 out of 3 farmers will file bankruptcy.
Until the federal government steps in to save them, farmers have no one to turn to but God.
Farmers, in my opinion, dear Lord, and it's only my opinion, are closer to thee than anyone else on this earth because we deal with your earth every day. Dear Lord, we're hurting, dear Lord. We can't help what's happened to us.